Hi, friends. Quynn Red Mountain here. Thank you so much for joining me in my cave of beauty and falling water. Self care. Self care for caregivers and caring people, empathic people, sensitive people, specifically for those of us who are tending others. Most sensitive people do tend others in at least one way, maybe at work, uh, officially or unofficially, right? So maybe you are the go to person when people want to talk and tell something to or lean on, even though that's not your official job. And then there's others of us that is our job. So there's the physical tending, and there is the um, stated emotional tending, and then there's all the other kind of labor that can come into the mix when we are caring for others, whether we're getting paid for it or not. So, family is definitely giving care and tending the needs of and being present for, right? So, there's lots of versions of this. Animist, animist self care for caregivers. So, the animist part, animism, a simple way to describe it could be that we are all a part of the beautiful and important and life giving web of life. We can't not be. But the degree to which we actively know that we are connected with everyone else, and even a stone or water has its own energy and its own life force in its own way. And we as humans are not really in the position to judge or discount their way. They have been here a lot longer than we have. And let's just assume that they might even be able to be allies for us, teachers for us, bring us messages, help us learn about grounding and clearing and being. Self care. Self care is not a woo woo concept. It is a way to sustain life and to refill our own bucket as we are giving away, as on purpose or by our own will, as well as the ways in which things are kind of drained out or taken out. Sometimes, often, we can become depleted and we need a refill of good things, and also a release of things that are burdens or are not ours. So that's why we're here today. I'm going to be here regularly about this subject because we need it. So today, stone and water are the two helpers. Also, I have a drum, and so I am going to drum for you for a little bit so you can turn your attention inward. And let's start that now. So I hope that you are in a place where you can relax, even just for 5 minutes. Let's say this will be 5 minutes, okay? And where you will not be startled. Like, hey, I need something, and you have to open one eye. What? So let's just wait for this until you have a few minutes where you can focus on you. You. So let's assume that that moment is right now. So why don't you go ahead and close your eyes? Because so often we're external. So let's turn our attention internally and notice your breath. Notice the tightness where your breath is tight, what parts of your body are holding, and bring your breath to those places. If you've never done that before, you might think, okay, my solar plexus or my belly or my heart or my lungs or my head is tight. And so you could imagine that you are directing your breath to that place to loosen it, to bring oxygen to it. And just do that for a couple breaths. Maybe also notice the places in your seat where you are touching your chair or whatever you're sitting in. If you are sitting, the bottoms of your feet, where are they? Is there a floor or maybe even earth? Allowing yourself to exhale out of your mouth as if you are blowing out things that have been tightening for you or burdensome for you or challenging for you. And maybe even you're like, this stuff ain't mine. Let it go. So now I'm going to drum lightly while I guide you just a bit for a bit of clearing. Clearing is so important, just like we need to clean our physical space. So imagine that you are in a place like the scene behind me, that there is stone and falling water right with you in the same place where you are. Imagine that you don't have any shoes or socks on and you know that it's safe to put your feet on the stone. Ask the stone as if it's a person or a helper, could you take some of this for me? And just imagine that the stone itself is lightly and gently sucking out of your body even one sensation or a feeling of stress so that you can reduce your stress. Just offer it to the stone. Trust that the stone has been around way longer than we have, and they know what to do with it. Notice if you have a sensation of anything moving from you to the stone, out through your feet. Maybe you even touch your hands to the stone. Maybe there's some things from the top part of your body that want to come out your hands. And as you're doing that, imagine that there is falling water like a waterfall right near you to the point where you can feel the mist. Oh, it's such a good feeling. You can feel the breeze of the moving water. And you breathe in that oxygenated air. And falling water creates very helpful negative ions. Sometimes we think of negative as bad, but in this case, falling water helps us. It reduces stress. So as you have your feet, maybe your hands on the stone, giving things away, anything that you desire to offer to the stone will take. And you are breathing in the air, almost a mist of the moist, beautiful, helpful, nourishing air, water. And let that move through every place in your body. Offering yourself self-care that only water can provide. Trust the water. trust the stone, and even trust the drum beats that you can hear. And as the drum stops, there is a quiet underneath your breath and underneath the imagined sound of the falling water. And maybe you sense a question for the stone, for the water. The question might be, what message do you have for me right now about my self-care? And then just listen and continue to breathe the moist waterfall air. Letting yourself drink it in, knowing that you deserve every moment of this and that it is available to you anytime. This place behind me is available in your inner world, and you can go visit and give and receive because you are worth it. The beauty of animism belongs to you. And maybe the next time you tend someone else, you can remember this feeling and allow the giving of the water and the taking of the stone might be helpful to someone else. You can imagine it moving through you and you sharing it with anyone else who needs it. That is, if your own cup is full. If it's not, then take it for yourself and trust that everyone else will be taken care of. Thank you for being here for just these few moments with me. More will be coming on Fridays. Every Friday that I can, I will offer some version of this with an animist ally. Today it was stone and water. They're always good friends. Take good care of yourself. And if you are looking for recorded opportunities to go within courses, workshops, drum journeys, things like that, you can find them under the offerings tab at weboflifeanimist.com. I am Quynn Red Mountain, and subscribe to this channel if you like it and want more. Many, many blessings to you. Until next time, bye-bye.